This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you for tuning in to the channel once more. Today is November 11, 2022. Wishing for everyone a wonderful day today. And in the news for this morning, farmers who defrauded Beachy Stout get bail. Two farmers who reportedly swindled more than US $200,000, approximately 30.3 million Jamaican dollars, from one of the accounts of murder accused the Everton Beachy Stout McDonald, was yesterday each offered a $900,000 bail. The accused Romain James, 22, and Demar Bryce, 21, were offered bail when they appeared in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court following a successful bail application by their lawyers. The Portland businessman whose account was hit is currently behind the bars in relation to the May 2009 murder of his first wife, Merlin Petal McDonald, and the July 2020 murder of his second wife, Tonya Hamilton McDonald. The two youngsters are alleged to have conspired between July 9, 2021 and June 8, 2022 to have checks drawn up and made payable in their names. The amount on the checks totaled US $215,300, or approximately Jamaican $32.7 million, and were encashed at various branches of the banks. James, of a Manchester address, and Bryce, of a Clarendon address, are both charged with simple larceny, conspiracy to defraud, engaging in a transaction that involves criminal property, and the possession of criminal property. They were arrested and charged after JMMB made a report to the police in relation to the insurance encashment of several checks drawn from the account, which was jointly held by McDonald and another complainant. During a review of the account, the bank discovered that the telephone number and email address on file were changed after a request was submitted. A renewed driver's license was also submitted for McDonald. The bank also found several telephone instructions for checks to be prepared in the accused men's names. However, McDonald and the other complainant both denied conducting the transactions or giving anyone permission to have the checks drawn or the information changed. Both accused, who were granted bail with reporting conditions, along with instructions for them to surrender their travel documents, are to return to court on February 20 of next year. Attorney at law Kimberly Whitaker represents Bryce, while Kamara Robinson represents James. Husband in custody for wife's death. Yannick Smith Finnegan believes that if her sister Judine Smith Grayson had taken heed to warnings about her husband, she would still be alive today. Smith Finnegan told the news that she never liked her brother-in-law and had always warned Judine that she got married too quickly without knowing his background. Around noon on Tuesday, Smith Grayson's partially decomposed body was discovered with multiple stab wounds at the home of her husband in Santoy, Green Island, Hanover. Smith Grayson had lived in the nearby Logwood district, also in Hanover. The police's corporate communications unit issued a release yesterday which stated that the husband of the deceased woman is a suspect. The release further stated that he had turned himself in to the Mapen police in Clarendon on Wednesday morning. Reports from the Green Island police are that about 12:30 p.m. on Tuesday, residents living in Santoy raised an alarm after they smelled a foul odor coming from the house, which was rented by the suspect over 2 weeks ago. The police were summoned, and upon arrival, they forced their way inside the house, where they discovered the decomposing body of Smith Grayson. My sister meet him on a dating site in December, and by February them get married. And when me tell her I said that too quick, all she do a malice me, the grieving Smith Finnegan bemoaned. She even go as far as to ask me say, how it is me married and yet me don't want to see her get married too. Smith Finnegan recounted, first and foremost, the area where him come from, me just don't like Clarendon. Because for me, Clarendon a wicked people place, so me just typically don't like man from Clarendon. Even if he was a nice person for me, that the place just throw him off. And furthermore, my sister never go to Clarendon for to know the type of person that he is, so I wasn't in consent with that. A mother of three 35-year-old Smith Grayson, who is also known as a Red Boot, was employed to the Royalton Resort in Negril, Westmoreland. Her family said that she was instrumental in getting her husband a job as a security guard after he migrated from Maypen to live in Western Jamaica 9 months ago. The wicked boy just come living at the community few days now and come kill the woman down here already, one community member remarked. From the first time I see the boy, I never trust him, especially when I hear that him come from Clarendon. And I know that Clarendon man them famous for kill them woman. Whenever I even see when the woman come round here, but it look like she come in at the night and him kill her in at the night. When we find out, we search everywhere for the boy. That time him commit a can't reach a Clarendon long time, the community member surmised. The accused husband is expected to be transported back to Hanover for trial. Cable thieves leave Lakovia police station without a telephone and internet service. Councillor Christopher Williams of the Jamaica Labour Party Santa Cruz Division says he is gravely concerned that a telecommunications outage caused by vandalism is adversely affecting areas including the Lakovia police station. Williams told the news on Wednesday that the police station has been without a telephone and internet service for over a month. What I have found out is that if persons really want to reach out to the Lakovia police, they actually have to dial 119, and then the controller would contact somebody on their personal phone at the station for them to respond in a community, Williams said. He noted that the Lakovia police station serves communities including Knoxwood, Burnt Savannah, Slipe, Holland Mountain, Middlesex and Cornwall. Ground was broken in mid-year for a new police station building, which is expected to be completed within 2.5 years. This is a serious concern because it is over a month now and we are basically asking Flo to move speedily to try and correct the matter. We know it is not a problem that they have created on themselves, but we are still asking on behalf of the citizens in the different communities that are served by the Lakovia police station to move quickly and try to help these people, he said. Last Thursday, Flo, in response to the news story, said Santa Cruz and adjoining areas have been affected by several incidents of theft and vandalism. Within the last 3 months, there have been at least 5 incidents of theft or vandalism of cable infrastructure in Park Mountain, which is located within a 2-kilometer radius of Santa Cruz. Vandalized copper cables were replaced at the Park Mountain Primary School on August 28, 2022. The newly replaced cables were burnt on October 18 after they came in contact with the commercial electricity cables. These cables were replaced but were again vandalized on October 23, the statement from Flo read in part. The company said its technicians are exploring alternative options for providing internet service to the school and other customers within the community this month. It added that Santa Cruz and other communities are earmarked for fiber-fast technology within the next 3 years. Some teachers yet to receive September-October salaries. Teachers who have not received the salaries in September are still without their pay despite the promises by the Minister of Education that they would be remunerated last Thursday and Friday. Up to press time, none of the 270 teachers across the island, which the Jamaica Teachers Association claims are affected by the non-payment, have seen any money credited to their accounts. Last week, Tuesday, a number of the teachers told the news that they were yet to receive their salaries for September and October and had rejected claims by the Ministry of Education and Youth that the reason for the delay in the payments were because some documents were submitted late and they did not meet the cutoff for payroll periods. President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Lasandra Harrison, told the news last week that the ministry keeps making the argument about a late submission of documentation, which is not an acceptable explanation. If the documentation for September went in late, it would mean that you must be on the payroll for October. Why are you not on it for October? I can't understand. So even if the documentation was late, because that is one of the reasons exposed, to say the principal would not have submitted the documentation early enough in September, but by October you should be paid because you would have been very early for October, argued Harrison. Harrison said the situation is very frustrating for teachers because they are not getting much money, and for you not to get paid and expected to go to work every day, and you have your own business spoiling. The JTA president charged that there is a perennial problem of teachers who are not paid for several months, with even persons who have been in school for 2-3 years. All of a sudden, they just drop off the ministry's payroll. The news also learned that 12 teachers at one corporate area school were also not paid over the 2 months and did not accept the ministry's explanation. This slackness at the ministry has been an ongoing one. I've made several social media posts and I've had veteran teachers complain. Teachers have continuously gone months without salary, and within that time, we have received no hand-me-downs from anybody, but we are expected to fulfill every single obligation that we have, both professional-wise and personal-wise. It's a lot, one teacher said. She told the news that she had been teaching for over 7 years and had the experience more than 4 times during her tenure at various schools. This is my 4th school, so it is a fact that the issue is not with the institutions themselves, but with who is paying us. The salary department of the Ministry of Education is completely slack and not being held accountable. Years on top of years on top of years, this has been happening, and I really and truly believe that it needs to come to a stop because the teaching profession is from where every other profession comes, she fumed. 2 other teachers from the school echoed her sentiments of unacceptable treatment by the Ministry of Education. Permanent Secretary in the Education Ministry, Maureen Dwyer, however, argued that the issue is not very widespread, and last week, Tuesday, told the news that any teacher who was not paid would have been paid later that week. She explained that documents coming in late is a continual problem, particularly the 503 form, which is required to process some salaries. The payroll starts at a certain time and it ends at a certain time, and if we stop the payroll, then everybody would be paid late, she said. So those who come in after the cutoff date, what we have to do, and generally we do this a lot, is to create another pay cycle, because we cannot stop the entire 20-odd thousand persons who are paid from the ministry for a few. So we have to do those, and then we do another pay date. So those that are out of the cycle will be paid today and tomorrow, she said, adding that they will get both their September and October salaries at that time. Dwyer said she had a conversation with the JTA president to have her send me her database so that I can know what she is seeing vis-a-vis what we are seeing at the ministry, so that we can mop up any loose ends. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.